Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the free-to-play account, and we already made it into Chapter 8. Now again, we're not pushing a ton of progression in here, but between the progression we did make in the campaign and also tower progression, you can see we have almost 17,000 diamonds, which is kind of crazy with the accumulation of how many you get through here. Now overall, we are looking to build up a couple of heroes. We're kind of level capped at 100 right now. Again, not really looking to train wreck and push through a ton of content, but there are a couple things that are going to be key as a newer player to AFK Arena. Number one, the Ghoulish Gallery. When you get this and when you are able to unlock this, I believe it's 5-40. It's really early in AFK Arena that you can actually run the Ghoulish Gallery. And I hopped over to the South Zone because we have two brand new collections that are here, which we know is Zephyriel's collection. Don't feel like it's going to have as much of an impact as we're going to see from the Bounty Hunter's Decree, which we know is Rains. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to do a run in here for the Ghoulish Gallery in just a minute. But with the release of these artifacts or collections coming at a time, we do have 100 stones. Now you'll notice, draw 200 times to unlock the wish list. So we have to draw a lot of things in here. And right off the bat, we get two pretty well, and that is the support Legendary Bizarre Totems. Now it's important to note with the Legendary Bizarre Totems, when you're using them and when you're going through here, there's a level up. We just need a Miracle Worker, and that would be kind of the perfect trifecta to run through here. Oh, and I thought that was going to be one. But when you start going through here, the more Legendary Bizarre Totems that you use, the more you're going to be able to get more mythic abilities. So it is kind of counter or kind of intuitive. Even in here, guys, I'm going to pick up a Miracle Worker because I'm going to run this for the first time, because to know right here, you're guaranteed one mythic ability if you use at least one Legendary Bizarre Totems, unlocks after using 20 totems. So you do have to use right here 20, 40, 80, and 120 in the bottom. We're going to go ahead. We're going to throw the collection in here, and I'm just going to build this one because I know it is super early, and I'm going to build all three of these. So we have the Miracle Worker and the level, which means we're going to get at least a minimum level 1 collection. Then we also do have the Support Relic in there, or the Support Tome. So this is going to use 3 of them. Now you also have to run this manually. There is no quick explore. You have to do this 5 times. So let's go ahead and summon this and see what we can do. And then after this, I want to get into the summons. So right off the bat, we get double Hippo right there. And we also do get Thane. We pick up a Mauler right there, 10 floors in totals. It's going to run through because this is the first time that we have ever ran this. And again, I know we got a Mauler. I'm going to throw Athalia in here. When you get the original version of Athalia built up a little bit, she's pretty broken. She actually works incredibly well. So thinking here, we have a tank. We could throw Zekas in here. I guess this is going to work for a formation right now. And you really want to try in this game mode to focus on 2 specific factions. If you build out too many heroes, if you continue and go through and build out too many faction heroes, it's kind of hard to go through. So right there is a second Light Bearer. So in here, I'm going to get the Grim Reaper, which I like. When they hit 15%, they are sent to their death. Now we start leveling up. Now we know that we already got some Celestials. We have some Hippos. We have some Light Bearers. See, now I don't want to go in and grab some Wilders as much as I would like to. So I'm going to stick with Salakai because we want to try to get higher level heroes versus getting a lot of different heroes. So we know he does play a pretty good support role. And even here, as you can kind of switch through it pretty quick. So we've already received double erosion rate here in the bottom. But the reason why I went with this relic specifically, or with this collection specifically, is having the ability to get the support heroes. When I think of Ivan, when I think of running Randy in here, if we can get a pretty good relic in here or a pretty good collection in here, it's going to make a big difference. So let's go ahead, get some more attack rating out of there. Now again, looking at the level up, we do have Zekas, and then we have Sonya. Let's go Zekas. Let's go Zekas. We'll try to fight and really finish out some of our stronger Hippos in here. I feel like we're going to need another tank. We might have to drop Sonya in here just to be another tank in here. And right here, guys, Taylene is, again, another pretty broken one. Trying to stay with a couple more. And look at this. Guys, are they just going to give us all? We'll take the tank of Kanisa and Rook. Refresh Ritual. Let's refresh some Erosion. Not really looking for erosion in this one. But let's see. We're going to have to swap up some of our heroes in here. So we're going to stick. I'm going to drop out Thane. Now we have double tank. Let's go double tank right here. I know support But let's also, I'm thinking about dropping out Salakai. Might have to bring Salakai back in here, but I know with Zeke is doing quite a bit more damage. And we do have Taylene. Taylene is going to be pretty solid in the healing aspect. As long as we can level up this a little bit higher, and we do have the 3-2. So there's a full attack. Now, full attack we are looking for with a support collection. That is going to make a big difference for the simple fact that we can buff up all of the attack for other heroes. Boom, there's a full HP. Again, a little bit of buff when it comes to the build. Let's level up Taylene just a little bit further. And then we do have Taylene again. I'm going to build that up just a little bit further. She is very strong. And again, we want to stick with the heroes that we have. We don't want a number of heroes. We want the quality of the heroes we have going much higher. And again, support role, Taylene is going to fill that support role because of the healing capacity that she brings. There's a full defense. Again, that is another pretty good attribute to get on the collection here. And then, of course, we have Zeke is going to do quite a bit of damage. Takes the banish right there. And even looking at like a Kinesis Rook, very hard to kill for Kinesis Rook. So let's keep this group going. We just got back-to-back crit damage amplifications. All right, so we got another Kinesis Rook. Again, tank-wise, going to work incredibly well. Full buffer. Let's swap out the buffer here. See if we can get another CDA. Look at that. So we have Taylene. Let's go with the Thalia here. I know Thalia can put out an incredible amount of damage very, very fast. And it's interesting starting a new account, just knowing the collections you're building and how well they're going to start. It just literally start right out of the gate. There's the plus 30 signature item. There we go. We'll throw some furniture on there. Now she is going to be doing the damage we need her to. Just got to get Kinesis Rook up a little bit higher. But even Athalia will drop out a majority of the heroes in here very, very fast because of the damage she puts out. Inferno, yeah, we have 3 in there. We'll go ahead and add that one in. Kinesis Rook, we have Zekas. You know what? Let's go with Kinesis Rook. We got Helene. Yeah, Aziz. The original version of Aziz, super effective in a lot of game modes. And look at that, guys. The team is coming together pretty well. Another full erosion. Level 7 for the Hunter's Decree. Let's go. Yeah, let's take Helene up with the furniture. Sometimes if you choose really badly, you'll not make it through here. I've had a couple early runs. I don't know if that's really the case. Forge Ritual, let's see. We'll grab another attack. Do we get it leveled up? We do not. I was hoping we'd get at least, and we might still get 1 mythic ability in here. We also have quite a bit of buffs entering floor number 6. We still have a long way to run in here. Kinesis Rook, there we go, up to Ascended, adding in the furniture. Tank-wise, Kinesis Rook is going to do very well. Very well, very hard to kill, and there is level 8. Fine Ritual, let's go with some blues down here. Getting another epic armor. We're already up to 2 epics. Invisibility is going away with those little random spots. So we do have, we can add some stars. Let's add an E60 engraving on Athalia. And again, if you're an older player to AFK Arena, Athalia was super broken for an incredible amount of time. There we go. We don't want to level up either of those. There's all of our stars. So she is done in the entirety. So that does completely max her out now. There's a full HP. That's pretty good. So floor number 7. What do we got? Enemy hero dies. Slayer gets more. We'll take that one. We'll take the Vanquisher's Resolve. All right. These finally gets the signature item. That's going to be a big one. Forge Ritual. Are we going to get this up? And no. Guys, I think I've only gotten that maybe once, maybe twice at the most, that we've actually got that 30% Forge Ritual to work. Kinesis Rook gets some engraving right there. Yeah, and I mean, we're building a pretty solid team in here. And there's a magical pierce. So interesting. There's a free HP. But we're almost done here. Can we get a mythic ability? Can we get one or two? So there is the level 9 Hunter's Decree. Again, adding the collection early into some of these heroes is going to be huge. It is huge. Let's do Aziz up to Ascended. That makes our full team up to Ascended in there. They're starting to gain some stars. Yeah, they are definitely getting a lot stronger in here. We're still at 3684. I see the number, the power level in the top there. We do have a Zorath in here, which means you're going to be subject to the reset. But we still get through a floor number 8. Yeah, let's go with Aziz. Let's get the engraving on Aziz. All right, refresh. We don't want armor. We do not need armor. There is some perf. All right. Yeah, I mean, we just broke 4 right there. Life Leech, one of the most disappointing abilities, but floor 9 already. Deacus adds all of his engraving in there. I think we're almost, let's go Taylene. Taylene full stars maxed out. So that's already 2 maxed out. Kanisa and Rook maxed out, 3 maxed out. Yeah, we're at 6. 6226 for the combat rating. Now there's an attack. Now attack can work incredibly well for some of these because a lot of the skills and abilities of support heroes are based on attack. So boosting up or having more attack on there is going to make a big difference. And there's a full HP. So we do get a mythic ability. Our first mythic ability is a full HP, which again, I mean, survivability in a team early game, and there's a skill level. This means we're going to get a bonus one at the end. We pulled a skill level out of that. This might be a decent run for what we have. Again, this is the first time on this account running the collections. There's a full defense. We can use that. And that was a mythic ability there. Maybe we'll pull one more because I'm almost wondering if we do get one more. There's an MP. So we get a magic pierce as well. Wow. So that is already 3 abilities swap. Ooh, we could do an HP. Man, this is going to be tough. I'm thinking for attack. Again, just thinking early game. There's a couple different ones that we could do in here. Let's swap this one for... I'm going to go for an attack. Just because I know off here... Yeah, that might not have been the smartest one to do, but I'm okay with it. There's some erosion. What are we in? Floor 10. So we only have an insight right there. This would be the final battle. This collection is going to give me some pretty decent. There's the end, and boom, it gave us the double level. So how random was that? Each collection has the attack slot, so we do a skill level here and a skill level here. Guys, that gives us the level 2 collection that we're looking for. Attack in here, I'm almost thinking full attack. And you know what? For some, I'm going to do the Magic Pierce. Just thinking about right now, because we have Palmer, which is going to be huge with the Magic Pierce. We can always change that a little bit later. And then defensive-wise, we have some full defense. And then, yeah, I'm not too worried about the dissolve right now. HP. I'm thinking HP and probably, yeah, let's do HP and full HP. Wow. We pulled 4 out of there. That is pretty impressive for the very first collection, literally, that we have ever pulled. This, of course, is going to give us the free collections out of here. What if it gives out of the North Zone, too? No, run the North Zone 10 times. Wow. So that is pretty interesting to see because, yeah, we're going to have the Hunter's Decree. Look at that. So skill level, as they enter the battlefield, places a bounty on the nearest enemy hero for 15 seconds, 10% more damage, 20% more damage right there. Also going to have a heal and a crit rating and a crit Damage amplification. That is very broken at this level, guys. And look, we do get free collections for all of these guys. And I know that the collections are pretty cheap right now. There's a Hunter's Decree. Then, of course, we have Crescio, which does get a Shadow Blade. That's pretty impressive. That is honestly pretty impressive with where we're at for the build. Let's level up Crescio. And again, early game players, that's a big, big game changer there. Let's do the summons in here, guys. Let's see if we can get anything good out of Noble Tavern. Now we have 48 scrolls again through the accumulation. We have our wish list all set. We got to get some good heroes. Silas, of course, very good when it comes to support and when it comes to Greyborn, but we are still looking for Ivan. Ivan is the one that we want to pull, that we want to swap out for Palmer. So hopefully we'll get an Awakened hero. We have not seen an Awakened hero. There is Villanelle. Maybe this is going to be time for the first Awakened hero. Really hoping, because we're going Greyborn, like I said, with Rendell and with Damon, and of course it's not Ivan, but and with Randy, Damon, and Ivan. That's a very strong. Even looking at Silas, that's a pretty strong pull there too. But I did get that double copy of Palmer. Come on, Awakened. A double right there. All right. We just got the double that we just got. We literally pulled Silas and we pulled Lady Simona, and then we pulled double copies of them right there. That is kind of crazy luck. We have 8 right here. Could this yield us another Elite? And I'm waiting to get some of these heroes up to Elite Plus. That's kind of the sticking point where we're at right now. Getting these summons and knocking them out to get the Elite Plus. And there we go. Last card gives us another copy. That's triple copies of Silas. That is kind of crazy. Let's go ahead. And I'm just going to use these ones. I know it's probably not going to yield me anything, which it does not. Then we do have 3 more here. We use the Greyborn card on the table. I think we do have one more Elite Stone in there. So let's get a Greyborn. Come on, Ivan. Fingers crossed. It is Oden. Unfortunately, not a copy of Ivan, but that's okay. I feel like with our collections, we're going to be able to make a lot more progression and a lot faster progression. Look at that big amount of resources right there. And then both of them go to the Elite Plus. We're starting, and we're at the point where we're starting to get enough food that we could take up a couple of these heroes to Legendary. But a couple like Rendell, we need another copy. Damon, we need another copy. And we also do already have food in there for both of them. We're going to have to build that up a little bit further. Absolutely going to be able to make a lot more progression though. All right, so what do we have in here? So we got a few chests. This was out of the Battle of Blood. So this right here, guys, starting to get some red chests. And Pokecoins probably go, and I'm thinking red chests early, because when we get to a plus 30 signature item, that's going to be a really big differentiator. 2 more right here. Gives us Kaz and Crescio again. We've actually gotten quite a few copies of both of them at this point. Yeah, there's already another copy of Kaz. And Kaz, of course, we're not going to be building, but that does yield us a lot more resources and also more keys, so we can pull some more heroes out of there, get some more rare chests. So absolutely going to have to build up a couple more. And I've been running this top row. I know we do have Palmer in here. I can actually swap him out in the rickety cart, just because Rosaline we used for Damon a little bit. Right now, again, we just need more copies. We can take Palmer. We can drop him out of the Resonating Crystal. I did unlock another slot in here. Don't have the Faction Towers unlocked at this point, but if we can take him up a lot higher, because he was actually at 60, so we can take him up. And again, I feel like with the collection we got, guys, that's going to make a big, big difference. There's the Divine Defense. Again, we just got that last piece unlocked. Yeah, taking him to 80. And I think we can take Crescio the same to 80. And then let's take our tank up. Yeah, getting those heroes was huge. I mean, that's huge. We're almost right across the board. Let's gain 1 level here. one level here, again, unlocking all of those new abilities. And we'll level them up just a little bit further. Yeah, so I mean, we're going to be able to crush a lot of progression in there just based on exactly what we got. Um, that's going to make a big difference. That's going to make a really big difference when it comes to progression. And even now, resonating crystal wise, it unlocks a lot faster. 1111, we are going to be there in absolutely no time at all with gaining that many levels on these heroes. And again, we're just a couple days in. Don't want to burn right through it. Don't want to just absolutely crush progression, which we could. Want to take it slow. Want to show you. And the formation that we're running right now, you just seen. So we do have 2 tanks up front. So we are running Damon and we're running Aethys up front. Crisio, which you could do Orin if you did have him as well. Then we have Randy in there, or Rindell. And then we also do have Palmer right in the middle. So it does, and it is working out very well. That adds in all of those collections. And again, you can see the targets are going up right here on the tanks, as that's a 20% increase to damage, not including everything else we're getting out of all of these tanks with all those other collections that we had. We could hop back in there. We could run a couple more collections battles. So I'm going to go through, probably finish out this chapter in the entirety, and then just continue making progression going through and farming out keys, but farming out diamonds out of here. I feel like 8 we can get through, 9, probably even 10. We should have no problem kind of going through and making some progression in there on the free to play account. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.